Peace, everyone. We out here, hold on. What's up? Bookbags.
How are you?
Giving away for the party people. We got a couple left.
One of the herbs, Sahara Wisdom, and I got her. We gonna hit you on right now. That episode just is at a quarter of a million.
Coming back, guy?
Yeah, I'll be back.
Yeah, we out here, man. Who's out there with the party people? I know this is not our regularly scheduled time. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to all the people.
Peace. How y'all doing, bro? Good.
Shout out to all the people that added on.
Free book bag. They walking by. I mean, I don't have no kids, but let them know. Let somebody know.
You know, shout out to all the people that added on with this, man, so that this could happen out here. You know, this year was kind of rough. This year was kind of rough. We can't really call it. Peace.
Yes, sweetie.
What's going on?
Okay, I'm coming. I'm looking for the store. Okay. Nothing, how's everything?
I'll be better with my salmon. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we out here. You know what I'm saying? We waiting for a couple more people to show up that's coming to add on with us. You know, we got the grill back there. I don't know if y'all can see the smoke rising. We got the smoke rising back here. We got Dayson back here on the ones and twos.
I'm just giving the assist. I've been pulling weeds up.
Back here on the ones and twos, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna get a little godly grease so the young can get a sandwich. Got some drinks over here for them. You know, just normal shit. You know what I mean? The things that we do here to add on in the community of Harlem. You know what I'm saying? They go to fish pond. I don't know if you can see them. We got the water. We got the water running down in here. Hold on, let me turn the water off for a minute, and maybe y'all can see the fish a little better. That went a little bit crazy. That went a little bit crazy.
How it is to be a
Reach
family.
around,
You know,
knowledge born, ghost visuals, smell goods. Alex said that he tried peanut butter and ketchup sandwiches in Harlem last week. The first I heard of that one.
artists too.
That's a Harlem thing. Never heard of it. You know what I'm saying? Look, we got some people over here too. We got I don't know if y'all want to join that cipher over there. It's a cipher going on over there. Look, peace. It's a cipher going on over there. I don't know if y'all want to be a part of that.
We have book bags for the children.
They already started school, yeah.
Hey, you might need extra ones. You need an extra book bag.
So y'all, hold on. We're gonna go get information. Look, we're gonna reverse the polarity out here today.
Peace.
We're gonna reverse the polarity, and we got information on camera. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Space. That's random Jew.
It's your random Jews right here.
Space.
know what I mean? Hey, look, this is the first right here.
Listen, I'm all for
You
it.
seen it on Random Jews first,
During the week,
right?
like I said, he said he wanted
A law school at Mecca channel being interviewed. But go ahead. What y'all was-
I'm just saying. I was just telling him about rising above our feelings. You know what I'm saying, and get into the root of what the issue is, and problem solving from there, as opposed to being rooted from our emotions. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm listening to what you're saying, and you mentioned several times about, like how you feel. All right, and I'm not gonna argue with your feelings, but how? Well, let's get back to the knowledge of and the root of what we're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm getting. And so you hear, you know that the reason why you might have got a cold current because there are a lot of people that's coming here and doing some things that's not a part of what we do. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna get the examination and you're gonna get a cold current. But you said yesterday it turned around, right?
Yesterday was the very first time I felt like I belonged, like I was home. I'm around Ismailites. And it's what made me really, because I've lived upstate for 15 plus years in Denamora. So outside of my circumference having me, I had to travel Upper Egypt, Lower Egypt, Syracuse, Rochester, and even outside to build with brothers that express the same love and admiration for this culture.
Well, stick around, man.
And it's
Can I ask you a question though?
absolutely.
When you say this culture, right? What you mean by that?
I represent the nation of gods and earths. I am Lord King Supreme Allah, the most gracious, the knowledge seed of Allah. And I got the knowledge in 2014. So I came up in the social media era.
So how does Isaac York fit in to you practicing this
Again,
culture?
I don't know who Isaac York is. I can only speak on, Dr. York. I've never met that man. That is before my time.
What was that group you was telling me about yesterday? Yaqub something.
You got the Yaqub's Club. You got
Yaqub's Club.
right.
What's that?
Okay, so a lot of guards that's in like my personal inner circle and stuff like that, we happen to be siblings of or descendants of certain people who made things happen and big influences within the nation. On my podcast on Wrestling Wings, I talk about nation royalty, just like with like how they say in wrestling that there's more than one royal family. So we've all are a bit dissatisfied with the state of our nation, and I say ours.
But see, when you say this royalty,
right? In 2025.
When you say this royalty, who is that? Because see, you kind of skipped over. And see, the point I'm getting to is this, right? A lot of things that you're saying, you're not practicing this culture. So then when you say you dissatisfied with it, it's like, if I say, look, I'm dissatisfied with how Paris looks, right? This is not Paris, this is Harlem.
Okay.
You understand what I mean? So if I start saying, yo, look, I want to come and change the whole infrastructure of Paris, right? Because I don't like the way Paris looks, and the people in Paris is like, yeah, but bro, you never been here.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So could that possibly be, right, why you receiving what you think is a cold current?
No, because I've been here. This is not my first time. I'm not new. Since 2014, before COVID, and the God of Abiyallah Mathematics can vouch. Before COVID and all that, parliaments, rallies, I was sitting here building with the guards because I was, again, going to live upstate. When I was talking about starting, and I did the law school in Plattsburgh, all these things
you kind of changing the question.
I want you to go back to the above question. The above question is the so-called Yaqub Club. What is that?
So, one of my Israelites, whose name is Yaqub Allah, wisdom, age, he came up with this idea of, you know what, and we rather ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission. So we put our own money together, and he made this social thing which he called the Yahoo's Club.
Okay.
We had a website.
What's the meaning behind Yakult? Hold on. You know, do you know it's 120?
Yes.
I know you know.
So you do
Do you know?
this.
Do you
don't.
Hold on. You know the meaning of Yakult?
Yes, he was an original man.
What is the meaning? That's not what I asked you. I said, what is the meaning of Yakult?
He was the father of the
No.
devil.
What is the meaning of Yakult?
Like, okay, when you say like the meaning.
The meaning of Yakult means to bring about a change.
Okay.
All right. And what he did was he manufactured a change that was away from the original. So when you call yourself the Yakult Club, that means you're going against the original, changing it from the original teachings. You know what I'm saying? That's how I process. First, I take things from knowledge to born. You know what I'm saying? I told you before, it's about living and applying mathematics in the living sense. At the speed of light, at 186,000 miles per second, you're supposed to process that. Somebody said Yakult Club. Yakult means to bring about a change. That means you're trying to go against from what the original state, you know what I'm saying, of mathematics is.
You want to change this.
You want to change that. Now, then you said you from royalty. That means you're from the original teachings. If you're from the original teachings, you know nothing gets changed. You know what I'm saying? And two, nothing gets changed from what Allah had already set and manufactured for us to grow with. How you going? And then, even if you want to bring about a change, which I'm not, how can you bring about a change if the foundation is not even correct?
I can answer.
No, but the foundation is not correct. The foundation is not correct. You know what I'm saying? So you cannot bring about it. You know what I'm saying? You cannot sit here and talk about you don't like the state of something if you're not coming here applying your living mathematics to this nation to help this grow. And that's where it comes from. I heard you say earlier before, but I was moving around, that people give you different cold currents. If you're living right in the Zach, and you're doing what's right in the Zach, I came home at Knowledge Bill. A lot of people right here didn't know who I was, but a lot of people knew me from being in the Interior Cipher and being outside. And a lot of people knew my work. I just had to keep on living this. As long as I kept on living this, you know what I'm saying, people have to accept it. Listen, that Bill degree in the 140 is there for a specific reason. To let you know that there's many different currents. You're supposed to prepare yourself for them currents and be able to control that atmosphere. I don't care what the temperature is. You know what I'm saying? That's what living mathematics is. That's why I took the name mathematics. Is my understanding on how to live this, you know what I'm saying, it's much greater now, you know what I'm saying? That's why I implemented the IB. You know what I'm saying? Because that's who I exist as. Once you come to a specific mind state of understanding what mathematics is and you live in it, they have no other choice but to accept it. Now I'm taking it to a greater stage where people in these type of buildings have to accept it. You know what I'm saying? This right there does something to prepare you. Whatever cold currents you go to is going to do something to prepare you.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're getting cold currents, my thing is this. Let's go back. What is it? What is it that I'm doing for people to come at me in this, you know what I'm saying, this magnitude? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to go back. You know what I'm saying? And check your steps again and refine it a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? So it be a little bit more clearer. That's what makes you sharp. That's not but a bomb, people coming to you in cold currents. You're supposed to prepare yourself for that.
Now let me ask this, right? I'm gonna ask questions, right? So, and I want to state this for the record, right? Everything I've gotten in this nation is because of my own walk. Now, outside of books, physical people, I had to go find.
Yeah, but my question is, hold on, because you said your people's is Yakult. What's God Allah? You know, is that the name that you said?
One of them all.
One of them.
Yes.
That's great. I don't know anybody part of this nation that would take on, anybody who's rooted in mathematics that would take on the name Yakult, God Allah. So that means that person doesn't really know about this.
Now we back to my question, right? Is have you been practicing this culture, right, to say you got a problem with it?
So, as the host of Wrestling and Wings, iHeartRadio, Spotify, just let me say this statement, right? I don't know what it's like to be an 85er I was not an 85er and
Didn't
then
you
became
say?
God.
Hold up. You
So,
said that you
and
had.
I said that yesterday.
You said you had a teacher when you were savage. You said you had a teacher when you were savage, and then you had a post-savage teacher.
Yeah,
right? Okay, what are you talking about?
So when I'm to clarify what I mean by that, savage is someone who is living a beast way of life and is not
lost the knowledge of himself.
Right now. When I say that pre-savage era, after I got out the house on my own, not because this is what my parents were doing, because I was raised and I didn't know other option. After I came and I had to swim my own 9,000 miles, right? And I realized, okay, this is what I want to do with my own life, not because of this is what my parents made me do, right? Let me go back to the root. And the reason how I found out about, again, Father Divine.
Why you wanted to come back to the root?
Because so in my experiences, especially in college, right, certain things that I was learning or whatever, like genetics, about how that you can take a gene, right? You can take a base gene and you can modify that, or you can manipulate that to make it any way that you want it, right? And one of the people that I was learning about during my college experience was Margaret Sanger with Planned Parenthood.
But why you wanted to come back to the root?
Because when I learned about a higher different science about how certain things was implemented, not just in a scientific realm, but also within the realms of law, I knew that the things that I was taught wasn't just a belief.
But why you wanted to come back to the root? Like all of that, right? What made that? What made you say, all right, I acknowledge that, I'm going to Harlem? What made you do that?
When I started having these discrepancies with certain brothers about, you know what, I want to be right and exact.
Okay,
and
you want to be right and exact.
Yeah,
Hold up.
yes.
Full stop. Bro, that's what we telling you. That stuff that you got is wrong. Like, if that's the reason you came to the root, right? This is what we've all been telling you.
I never
when
wanted to write
saying
something
that you
or to say
continuously
I've
getting
been
a cold
called
current.
a liar. That's the reason what made me want to come back.
Well, some of the things you be saying, like, see, for instance, right, yesterday, you was talking about how you could call Powerful or Octavius.
Right.
They return to the essence, God.
The original one, yeah, but you're talking about.
Let me add on with you.
What are you talking about?
When you're talking about the again, I'm only 33. So when I'm talking about Cato, Octavius, and all these people that I can call on this my phone.
Call Octavius.
Right now.
Just call Octavius right now.
But you're thinking of but again,
let me see you call Powerful right now.
But you're thinking of people that the originals.
What
I'm not talking about
the talking about.
Gee, I'm 33. I'm only 33 years old. So the people that you're naming is way before my time.
All right, Lamel, it all goes back to this to me. It's all about one. If you got to go back to the foundation, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that you got certain things right. First of all, only speak about you. Don't speak about nobody. I only speak about I Be Allah's mathematics. I know of the work of Inf Mega and Darkim and them and everything, stuff like that, but it's what I'm doing. I'm not going to speak about Akbar, Powerful, none of them. I'm only going to speak about me and what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? If I see a foundation of these gods living this type of way, and I'm seeing myself getting some type of friction, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not doing something that's going here, that means I need to go back. Somebody must have gave me something wrong. Or I must have applied something the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? And maybe I need to go back and research it and study again, you know what I'm saying? And see if there's a different application. I'm going to say this. A lot of people don't like sometimes when I say this. There's so many different angles in a cipher. You have to choose more than one angle. There is more than one understanding. You know what I'm saying? Let me rephrase that. There's more than one way to bring forth an understanding. All right? I can get to many different ways, whether it be 2 times 4, 3 plus 3, 2 plus 2 plus 2, or 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. what I'm saying? There's many different ways to get that. So there's 360 degrees in that cipher. Something's wrong with that angle. You know what I'm saying? Because if that angle is taking you outside of 360 degrees, you know what I'm saying? That means something is wrong here. Maybe I need to go back. Let me go back and see what remember I told you before? Sometimes go back and see what this God said, 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 and then come back and draw it. I tell you that all the time. All right? Draw it up. All right? I gave you got true history, Allah, true history of Allah is 5% for a reason. Sometimes see what God Supreme says. See what Guy Key says. See what Cypher says. You know what I'm saying? See what all these people different say when it comes to this and everything, stuff like that. So, you know what I'm saying? And then you come back and you bring forth an understanding, and then you come back like that. All right, now, anybody, this is me. If you're not making yourself born here at 21, 22 and everything, stuff like that, and you're trying to start something else 2,200 miles away, go ahead. Do that 2,200 miles away.
But keep it pushing.
You know what I'm saying?
But keep it pushing.
Keep that away from the root. He was born 2,200 miles away for a reason, because he wanted to bring about a change. You know what I'm saying? That's when he found out one had magnetic and one did not, 2,200 miles away. So if you want to create something over there, you keep that in that distance.
20 miles.
Huh?
20 miles. 20 miles.
20 miles. 20 miles.
20 miles.
You know what I'm saying? Outside the holy city Mecca. So that's what that is. My thing is now you have some correcting to do. Listen, you can't call yourself that. I can't be associated that, because that's not right in the Zat. Yaku Club. Listen, that's facts. That's ASAP off the door.
As a family, we correct each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm listening to what you're saying. It sounds like you're kind of mixing this with that, with this with that, and it's kind of causing a confusion.
But it's why I always say, other than the people that I've personally met, all the knowledge that I've got either came out of a book or I had to travel to meet certain people.
But you're here now and you're at the root, so you can actually find somebody who is actually rooted to the founder of this knowledge.
You asked me a question last week. You talked about your podcast. Who did I tell you to do the knowledge to?
Darkim.
And who else?
It's Mecca.
Do the knowledge. You want to do something, look to see who's recognized amongst this body, how they doing theirs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sometimes I don't like the way Darkim comes and everything, stuff like that, but he's rooted his foundation of the way he brings things into existence. And I have to respect and honor that. I do it differently. All right? So my thing is, I told you, when you told me that a week ago, 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, I told you, do the knowledge to Darkim, do the knowledge to Infinite.
He hit me up.
No, I told him.
He hit me up. Listen, now, as I was doing the knowledge, what you were saying, I was saying, you might need to come around and actually really get this, because I actually, when you mentioned Allah B, say you do know he returned his essence.
I did not know.
You didn't know, but that was 3 years ago. So that means that, okay, you're not really in tune with what's going on here. Okay, you're here now. So take the time to do the knowledge. A lot of what you might have picked up along the way, it may not be useful. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you got to do away with that. That's all. And that's all we're really saying. That's it. Am I saying anything different than what you're saying, or what you saying, God? What you saying, like? So you might have to get rid of that. Like, you might have to take it all the way back to knowledge. Get rid of everything else, and just rebuild from knowledge. That might be the best thing for you. Peace.
Peace. Yeah, that was the episode right there. I see we got, listen, what's going on with the troll army today, man? What's the deal with the troll army?
Free bags, bring the child and we give him the bag.
Who we got here? Andy B.
No, bring kids. Cool.
Monkey D. Luffy.
I can't give it to you, my feet. That's the one for the Christian technique, I can't go back.
Ain't that something?
Tell him, come on down. Tell him, come on down.
I can't believe that.
Come on, man. Y'all ain't doing a good job of trolling right now, man. We need, what's going on? Yeah, King Math, we out here doing what we doing. Yeah, we out here. This is actually the book bag drive. So we got the book bags. We had 120 over on this side. And then they got some more. We got some more bags over here on this side. You know what I'm saying? And then we got, looks like a lot of you justice back there on the ones and twos. Back there on the ones and twos, we got a little cookout going on. So when the kids come by and get their stuff, they can take a sandwich with them. You know what I'm saying? That's the real purpose of today, you know what I'm saying? But then, you know, end up being a cipher. We decided to reverse the tables. We decided to reverse the tables on Infinite and get him on the interview. Put him on that side of the camera. You know what I'm saying?
Can I say something? They have a lot of professors writing books. All the other ideologies.
Yeah, he making it seem like that. You know what I'm saying? But see, I'm gonna tell you what it is with this brother, right? Is that, see, he be talking. You gotta make him show and prove. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, he'll tell you that he know 120, right? But he can't quote it. You see what I'm saying? So it's one of them things where it's like, yeah, you know, as he's talking and, you know, he speak with a certain amount of confidence and everything, but, you know, because, you know, when I first met him, that's where he came, he was like, yo, you know, he wanted to build with me and shit, and that was like one of the things. So it's like, I asked him to build, so I asked him, you know 120? He says yes. So I asked him, how you see Daisy Green in 136? He don't know. See what I'm saying? So it's one of the things. I mean, first of all, my thing is, look, because I was going to ask that. I was going to ask, look, I was going to ask that. I don't know what the word is. Like, what the word is, like when you hear about Darkim Be Allah, right? What word goes with that? You understand what I mean? Because I'm saying that all this time, right? All this time, I've been going according to the premise that I'm not a person that you come around when you don't know your lesson. But apparently, right? I'm mistaken in my assessment of my own self there. You know what I'm saying? We got Arabi just popped out. Arabi just popped out on the scene too. Devon said, I asked him, did he know 120? He never answered the question. I don't know if you noticed that, but he doesn't really answer questions. You know what I mean? He kind of, you know, goes in on a, you know, little, but he never really answers the question. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, right now, you know, we're going to tune out, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we'll come back in when the food is ready. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, let me soak into the atmosphere, you know what I'm saying? We might get a couple more ciphers out here. You know what I mean? If I see some of the brothers, like, Allah You Reality, you know what I'm saying? I might get a little excerpt from a couple of the brothers out here today. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I mean? In the meantime, in between time, I'm going to sign off and say peace, right? You know what I'm saying? To get back to the business out here today.
It's not just